Home gym training for under $50. Hi, I'm Jonathan Pritchett with Theology, Geek, Fitness. In this video, I want to talk about getting started at home gym training. If you only had a limited budget of at or around $50, what should you get? Or if you're trying to move away from the gym, but you don't have a lot of money, but you just don't have the time to get to the gym anymore, what should you do? And I'm going to give you 3 options here that I think are the best options for training at home on a limited budget. Now, the first option is going to be getting a set of resistance bands. And I'm not saying this is the best option, but I'm saying it's a really good option. And I'm talking about the 41-inch loop bands. I've been training with bands for about 5 years now. Ever since I left the commercial gyms and started training at home out of necessity when they closed. I've never trained exclusively with bands, though I know that there are people out there who do and get good results. But with just a set of bands, I think that's a really great option, even if you're not going to just stick to it and you want to expand the amount of equipment that you have at home as you go along. But right out of the gate, I think this is probably one of the essential items that you can get. They're so versatile. You can get a great workout with just a set of bands, and then they become useful when you incorporate them into other equipment, whether it's sandbags, a pull-up bar, dip bars, whatever you buy later on down the line. But just out of the gate, training your chest, your back, your arms, your legs, your shoulders, your core, band training is going to take you a long way. Just having a door anchor turns a set of bands into just about any cable machine that you can think of that you use at the gym. You're going to be able to accomplish the same types of exercises. It's going to cover your entire body. So I just think it's a great option for the limited price range. A second great option, I think, is a suspension trainer. I love training suspension training. I love body weight. Unlike the linear variable resistance of resistance bands, you're just using your own body as the weight to move, and depending on how you angle yourself with the suspension trainer depends on the difficulty of it. And I do think it's weaker than resistance bands when it comes to leg training, which is why normally I recommend using a weight vest to cut down on the volume. But this could be overcome if you already own a backpack and some heavy books and stuff that you can shove in it to help weigh yourself down more when you're doing squats and lunges and things like that, calf raises, whatever. And so that could be an added bonus, and you can get a weight vest later on down the line when you get more money for that. But for upper body workouts, for training for increased relative strength or hypertrophy, you can get a lot done with the suspension trainer. And you know, I go back and forth whether or not I enjoy it more or less in resistance band training. They're both great options, and in a perfect world, you could afford both if you had $100, which maybe you do, but we're just talking about $50 today. I think a set of bands be all right, and you'd be all right with just a suspension trainer, and maybe find a backpack if you don't want to do a whole bunch of volume, on leg days. My other option would be giving you all of the benefits of a suspension trainer, but the additional benefit of being able to do pull-ups and dips and things like ring push-ups and stuff with a set of gym rings. Now, gym rings aren't as comfortable for certain exercises as a suspension trainer because gym rings don't have those nice, comfy rotating handles and leg foot straps that you can do for certain, hamstring curls or whatever. You're just kind of stuck working with the rings or just the strap from the rings itself on that, as opposed to the nice, comfy cradles that a suspension trainer give you. But the trade-off for that is the pull-ups and dips. If you could do pull-ups and dips, I say go the ring route as opposed to the suspension trainer route. Plus, there are gym rings available, like the double circle rings I've reviewed on this channel, or a lower end but similar idea with the GHB that you can find on Amazon. Anyway, they come with door anchors, so you can just basically, if you have nowhere to mount them, you can still turn it into a suspension trainer anyway and take it with you. But if you have a rafter somewhere, or you have a bar or a fairly level branch out there that can hold your body weight in your yard, you're going to be fine. So it's really depending on your fitness level. If you can't do pull-ups and dips and things like that, I would say suspension trainer or resistance bands, but if you can, I'd go the ring route, and then on leg days, just try to find stuff heavy enough to weigh your body down, throw it in the backpack. So there you go. If you only had $50 and you wanted to get effective workouts for building strength and muscle, resistance bands are a good way to go. Suspension trainers are a good way to go, and gym rings are a good way to go. Let me know what you think is a good way to go with only $50 to get started training at home. Put that in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I appreciate you watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.